Okay, Anissa, you can do this. You have been literally psyching yourself up all semester. There's no turning back this time. What is she doing here? Like, what? Hi. Okay, so I've noticed that you have like Steven Universe merch, and I love Steven Universe, so that's really cool. And you're really funny, you're really smart, and there was like this one time that you like let me borrow your pencil, and I thought that was really cool. And I am rambling right now. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the reason I'm like here is because I just wanted to know if you like would be down to be like friends, maybe, you know? Wait, is this like an attempt at like a human connection? Yes. No thanks. It's important that you know that it's completely fine to embarrass yourself in pursuit of human connection. This is a TikTok, this is not even a TikTok, this is a Pinterest quote I saw a couple weeks ago, and it got me thinking how important that message actually even is. We're living in a society right now where everyone is too cool and too nonchalant and too unbothered and too girl bossed to make a friend. And I think that's genuinely kind of sad, if I'm being honest, because there's no amount of achievement and accomplishments that you can ever achieve, in my opinion, that will ever replace human connection. Because I think at the end of the day, we're people, we want to be loved, we want to be surrounded by love, we want to be seen, and we want to feel just nourished by the relationships that we already have. And so this is why I decided that this would be a very good topic to talk about, because this has genuinely been the story of my life. From a very young age, I always wanted human connection. I felt that that is what tethers us, that's what like bonds us to the rest of the world, right? This ability to talk to another person and to understand them and to be understood, and just to like vice versa, like experience each other. And for me personally, I have taken lots and lots of risks in the pursuit of making friends, of making, of, finding lovers. It's been a very interesting journey for me. I would say that like the earliest times I can remember just generally just going about my life making a fool of myself was in high school. In high school, I always had this very idealized like fantasy of high school. I grew up watching High School Musical, um, freaking Ant Farm. I was just genuinely so excited for the prospect of going to high school, having a group of friends and having boyfriends and like going out and having fun and all these things. But when I got to high school, that was not really the situation. I unfortunately didn't manage to find my Brad's doll esque friend group, that just wasn't the situation for me. I also went to like a all girls school, so I don't know if that says a little bit of something about me, but I still held on to this like idea of like finding my people. And the way in which I went about it was that like I need to like basically approach people and tell them, hey, I think you're cool, and I think it would be really cool for us to become friends. And if you're wondering how this manifested in my life at the time, it essentially meant that I would literally DM people. I was sliding in people's DMs, being like, hey, I just really think you're so cool. And, I just think we'd make really great friends. Do you want to be friends with me? Or sometimes when I was feeling extremely, extremely frisky, if I saw someone in public and I was like, this person's so cool, I want this person right now, I would approach them and be like, hey, you want to be friends? And if you're wondering to yourself, Anissa, did that actually work? It did actually a good amount of times. There are times, however, that it didn't work out for me. I have experienced my fair share of rejection. I believe there was a time that like me and my best friend like approached these two guys who we just thought were like super dripped out. They had such a cool style. We're like, hey, we think you're really cool. We like what you're doing. This is cool. And I don't know if they were fucking with us like that because they kind of like in hindsight they were kind of talking to us in a way that seemed like they were just trying to be nice, but they were not really fucking with us like that. And that did give me a lot of motivation to get onto like that level of coolness. But anyways, that's completely fine. And I do remember there was a time that I thought someone was really cute, and so I slid up into their DMs and I sent like a corny ass pickup line, and they were like, haha, cool. Oh my god, that was like high key embarrassing. However, like a week later, I did discover that he did have a girlfriend, so it's completely fine. However, there's so many times where it actually did work, mainly in friendships. And I can say that I have like quite a number of really good friends because I was willing to put myself out there, embarrass myself a little bit, and like maybe make a fool of myself a little bit. Sorry to interrupt. If you haven't liked or subscribed or commented before, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to do so. That's all I wanted to say. I feel like mathematically wise, when we really think about it, um, the odds don't look too good because let's say you go out of your way to make friends and it works out like 50% of the time, right? Even in the long term, like longevity wise, friends will not last that long. Just, I don't know why. That's just what happens. People like stop talking, people outgrow each other. So realistically, maybe like 10% in total of the people you go out of your way to like pursue might actually stick around. However, in my opinion, I feel like the friendships that you make, like I have like maybe two or three friendships where I'm like, this friendship has been so fulfilling and so rich for me that it was worth everything that I have gone through. It was worth like all of the rejection, all of the people who didn't get me. It was worth all of that for me. And so I do think it is worth it. Okay, guys, sorry, I had to sit down. I was just not feeling too good. But anyways, I just feel like we tend to underestimate how important relationships are. I once used to kind of like be a little bit into like the red pill content, you know, where a lot of it, I mean, not red pill in terms of like, I don't know, like basically red pill in terms of, okay, maybe not red pill, but like hustle culture, but like that vibe of like, you need to really focus on your dreams, and your dreams are like way more, are worth more than your relationships and having fun and going to the club. All of that shit doesn't matter. Like, you need to go and just focus on your dreams and make that your whole thing. And for a long time, I was kind of buying into these ideas of like just hustling and grinding and hustling and grinding because I just believed that eventually when I like get to the top and I'm successful, I will just like naturally feel good. I will naturally feel better. I'll naturally feel fulfilled and happy. However, there have been times when I've been successful and there have been times when I've not been successful. And in both situations, the things that I found most fulfilling have been my relationships, have been my friends, has been my family. Which is why I genuinely believe that like I think one good friendship is worth way more than a lot of like accomplishments can really do for you. right? A running theme for like conversations that I've had with people in the past has been like people just longing for community. People are genuinely longing for so much community right now. They want more girlfriends, they want more guy friends if you're a guy. I don't know. Like people just want someone to hang out with. And that also goes for me as well. Like I have friends, but for me specifically lately, I've been really craving like a lot more female friendships, and it's because I just like it's been really difficult for me for a very long time to like genuinely have female friendships and have them like last long. And we all just want to feel supported. We all want to be held and understood and seen. However, the honest truth is that in order for you to get any of those things or any of those benefits, you have to start somewhere. You have to pick up your phone and call someone. You have to approach people at parties or at school and say, "Hey, I've noticed you like this thing. I like it too. Do you want to like bond over it or something?" You have to ask people out. You have to go out of your way to get like pursue people and then also take it a step further and go out of your way to maintain those relationships. That's just how it works, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I don't make up the rules. And it's really crazy, embarrassing, especially sometimes how it can feel. I know for me specifically, coming to Germany was just a big culture shock. The people here are not extremely warm, in my opinion. Like back home, you can talk to anyone, but here it you'll be lucky if someone even like looks at you when you speak to them. You'll be lucky if anyone is like willing to tell you the directions to a place. Like that's just how really weird and like odd things are here, at least for me and my experience. But I just feel like no risk, no reward, you know what I mean? I need to continue to show up for people. I need to continue to pursue people because that's the only way that people are going to end up showing up for me. And that's the only way that people are going to pursue me as well. You know? And genuinely, yeah. And also, furthermore, love is such a revolution. The world right now is in a place or a state, in my opinion, where it is trying so desperately hard to get people to be isolated. Because I feel like any powerful corporation knows that if everyone is isolated, then we are literally as weak as possible. It's only when we're together in communities, when we're loving each other, when we're like experiencing each other, that there's so much power because we are stronger together. As corny and as cringy as that sounds, we are so much stronger together than we are when we're apart. And so I just feel like moving forward, like, I just, like, I want my message to be community. I want my message to be to show up for your friends, to talk to your friends, to just be with your friends. Okay, also other people, I'm sorry, friendship is just cool. However, your partner, your family, I don't know, your classmates, just like show up for people. And yes, it might be a little bit cringy. It might be a little bit cringy. There are times when people don't like us as much as we like them. And at that point, you need to use your own discernment and protect yourself in situations where you're not being treated right. Okay. However, you might be one embarrassing act away from finding your people. And I think that's worth it, okay? I think personally that's worth it. And I feel like lastly, I would like to leave this at there are people out there that will love you for exactly who you are, like exactly the way you are. And I think it would be such a shame if you don't at least try to find them because they're there and they're people who will think your weird quirks are cool. There are people that are gonna like your fashion senses. There's people that are gonna be like, oh my god, you think in this way? Me too. And there's just no greater joy than when you found those people. Okay, maybe there is greater joy than that, but still, it's way high up there. In my opinion, it's way high up there. And I know for myself, at least, growing up as someone who was always considered slightly odd, how genuinely healing and nourishing it has been for myself to go out there into the world, believe that those people are there, and then like finding them. I'm so sorry. My memory card had just finished. Honestly, I think that was literally all I wanted to say. If you're watching this, especially this far, I want to say I really appreciate you watching my shit. I'm sorry to be so crude. I have been feeling like really unmotivated lately, and sometimes I just kind of feel like, what's the point of making these videos? Because they're kind of not that great, at least in my opinion. So I really do appreciate you watching this video. I I have like real thoughts and real things to say, and I swear they're like way better in my head. But I just need to get comfortable with the fact that things aren't always going to be great the first couple times that you try to do it. So I'm going to try really, really hard to practice and make more stuff. And eventually I'll be able to talk on camera with complete chillness, and we can both benefit from the nonsense going up in my head. But anyways, I love you. Goodbye.
Stars.